Hello, my name is Heather Obernolte, and this week I will be discussing the pros and cons of government collaboration with Doves, a domestic violence shelter. Government entities and Doves can enter into a collaborative relationship because they have the shared mission of providing assistance to domestic violence victims. This is an example of directed goods because it is paid for publicly, but assistance is delivered to specific individuals, domestic violence victims. The rationale is that all of society benefits when we can support victims of domestic violence and help them become productive members of our community. This is an example of multi-level intergovernmental relations model because all levels of government have overlapping authority because Doves receives grants from local, county, state, and federal levels which all exert control over how funds are used. Domestic violence prevention, education, and victim assistance is a complex issue. Government has the desire to help this population but is not equipped with the resources or knowledge to properly address the issue. Nonprofit organizations in each community are much better equipped. With this collaboration, there are better outcomes. The private organizations are more involved with communities and can reach out to people in need. Having a local partner to help solve the problems of domestic violence helps the government achieve legitimacy because the community has a relationship with the organization and the people who work for the agency are active members of the community, so this helps build trust. More resources are available for the organization in the form of grants. More financial resources beyond the grants are available because the agency is required to raise a certain percentage of funds from the local community. This adds buy-in from the community and helps strengthen the legitimacy of the organization and government's ability to provide resources to domestic violence victims. The agency also provides valuable resources in the form of community outreach projects, such as speakers at schools, legal advocacy for court systems, supervised child visitation, and food and shelter resources. Collaborative government achieves oversight because each grant is awarded with specific goals and objectives. Doves must update the grantor on achievement of those goals. Collaborative governance provides resources. The amount of money needed to properly provide shelter and assistance to domestic violence victims would be a difficult task without government funding. Network administrators help facilitation. Many grants are awarded with the intent to facilitate collaboration of different entities involved and one lead agency. Doves has grants with local law enforcement, drug assistance organizations, Lutheran social services for psychiatric care, and local medical professionals. Government facilitates these relationships by requiring collaboration of organizations as a requirement for grant funding. Network administrators provide boundary spanning. Government is constantly looking for ways to expand services. Recently, Doves expanded into providing supervised child care for difficult custody cases, expanding our services to elder abuse victims and abused men, and providing food and other resources to clients who are not currently in the shelter. Government network administrators also provide systems thinking. Because of the way grants are written and awarded, it requires the organization to constantly reevaluate relationships and other organizations on how to better serve the target population. So is collaborative governance effective in this situation? The pros are that it provides legitimacy. As described before, the collaboration helps give the agency credibility in the community because it receives government funding, and it helps the government with legitimacy because communities see effective work being done. It provides resources in personnel and financial benefits for both parties, and the outcomes provide the shared mission and objectives are achieved. The cons of this collaborative governance is the difficulty in defining specific goals. Grants are often awarded on how many clients are helped or other specific goals not within control of the organization. The extra requirements of paperwork necessary to fulfill the requirements for the grants is time-consuming, and grant funds do not cover personnel for clerical work, only for programs. However, with the pros and cons, overall, yes, this is a fantastic collaboration for both parties involved, and the mission is achieved.